Hi. So I am going to do a hopefully short video on just my foundation and two different ways that I apply it. I'm going to do half my face using a beauty blender and then half my face using a brush, and that's all I'm going to be doing because I just want to show the basics of how I do it, because there's so many different ways that you can apply your foundation and sometimes it can get overwhelming. And I'm also going to show you how I do my concealer, because I typically do them together, one step, you know what I mean. So without further ado, I am going to use, this is the new foundation that I absolutely love. I'm trying to not say that all the time. It's the Makeup Forever Ultra HD. This stuff is, I love it. I have dry skin, and it just gives you a really flawless foundation application. I highly recommend it. So normally, as you can see, I've put on a lot of moisturizer because I have very dry skin, and then I always do a primer first. And I broke my primer, my very favorite primer, the other day. My favorite is the Becca Backlight Filter, I think is what it's called. It is the best primer that I've used. I absolutely love it. It helped. I'm trying to not say that. My makeup just goes on so flawless. So that's what a primer does, is it helps the rest of the products that you are going to put on your face to go on smoother. And for me, it helps to keep my skin moisturized. If you have oily skin, then there are primers for oily skin that will help hopefully keep some oil at bay, so that you just have a really flawless makeup for all day long. So since I do not have my primer, I'm just going to use this, and this stuff's okay. It's Tatcha Luminous Dewy Skin Mist. So I'm just going to spray this stuff to give me a little bit more moisture. Let it dry. You can see that it gives me dewy. So if you have really oily skin, you probably aren't going to need this stuff. All right, so for me, when I apply my foundation, I just put some on the back of my hand, and I prefer to just put it on like this, opposed to putting the brush on it. I just think I get more use. I feel like the brush, when I do that, it absorbs so much foundation, and then I have to reapply, but this should be plenty for my whole face. I think I might do a little bit more. And there. Okay. You get the drift. Okay, so half my face I'm going to use, and for foundation, you want to use a dense brush. You don't want a long one like this. This is for powder, and you can see the difference. You want it more dense, because it really, if I use this, it does a really, I feel like it doesn't do coverage very well. So you want to do a denser brush, and this is a Morphe M439. So I'm just going to do half my face with the brush to show you just the two ways that I like to apply. And I just lightly kind of blend it. Careful around the eyes. And then you always want to go down your neck so that you're the same color. That's important to not, I'll just go ahead and do, because I'm going to do the Beauty Blender on the other half. And I have on a little bit of like lip gloss. But I prefer to do my foundation before I do my eyeshadow. I just like to that's just how I do it. That's like my routine, how I do it. And it just blends like really, really well. You can see, and this is a really good color. If you're a redhead with pink undertones, the R260 is just like a spot on match. Okay, so then for the other side, I'm going to use a damp beauty blender. If you do not have one of these, get it. They're kind of pricey for a sponge, but if you get the cleaner and take care of it, they'll last a long time. So you dampen it and then squeeze it a bunch, so it's not, you don't want it sopping wet. And then for this application, you just go in and tap it. You don't want to smear it, you just tap like that all over. I find both of these ways easy. I usually use the brush to apply, just because I feel like it's just kind of a fast way to apply for me. It's just what I use, but you can use either one. They really look, I feel like they apply, I mean, I think it looks pretty much the same. I don't see any major difference. Yeah, it looks the same. So then after I do my foundation, and I don't do heavy, this is a one, you know, you can build on this and make it as heavy as you want. But this is enough for me. Okay. Okay. And then I always set my foundation with powder. I have dry skin and it creases easily. So that's just my next step. I don't care what I'm doing next. Even if I'm going to be doing concealer, I always do powder. And my favorite powder right now that I love, because it gives you, it's a light mineralized powder, is the Mineralize Skinfinish by MAC. It's just a great, I love it. It looks like, and I use the Light Plus. So then I just take a larger, longer hair bristle, as you can see. And this is the Morphe E2. Morphe brushes are really good and inexpensive if you haven't tried them. And so I just lightly tap powder everywhere to set it. And this gives you a little bit of a glow. It's not a matte finish, which I like. So if you, you can see, and it's not really like a cakey powder. It's just an awesome powder. That's all I can say. And I swear I can't go without saying awesome and amazing. Okay, now for my foundation. I'm sorry, concealer, because I like to do that right after I do this. Excuse the, what am I going to use today? Okay. I'll just use the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. This is not, I love this concealer. And this is in Light 2, which they've come out with new colors, because I would like to go even lighter, because I like really light. So all I do, simply, I kind of make like a, side triangle. I am really almost out of this stuff. As you can see, I like to get the corners right there. So I go to the corner, go under, go down, and then kind of fill in. So you can see it's kind of just like a triangle. This is how I like to apply it. So I kind of covered that area because I like a really bright under eye. Then I go down my nose, above, right here, and then right here to kind of give that middle of your face, just lighten it up. Then I take that damp beauty blender again and just pat. You do not start rubbing it. You just simply pat it like this. And I like to pat all the way kind of around the eye and just keep patting until it's blended. And the nice thing about using the beauty blender is it has that pointed little area at the top, so you can really get in under your eyes. But it's just important to not smear it, but to just keep patting it in so that it gets into those fine lines and helps you not get all that creasing, which ever since I've been using the beauty blender for several months, the creasing is so much better. And then I just tap up here and here and here. Just like that. And it's pretty much all blended in. Yeah. And then before I do the powder to set this, I just want to go in and make sure I don't have any like fallout. Excuse me. All right. And then for my under eye, because you want to set your concealer when you're done also so it doesn't crease, and that is key. If you're going to only set one thing between foundation and concealer, you want to set the concealer. Please don't make the mistake of not doing that. So this is one of my, I've had this thing for probably 10, not this one, but I've been using it for over 10 years. This is the Mercier Loose Setting Translucent Powder. It's amazing. It's perfect for setting your face. I used to always set my entire face with it, but I like the MAC Mineralize better for my whole face because I like kind of that dewy look. So you can either set your under eyes with a brush, or you can still continue to use your beauty blender. So I'm just going to do the beauty blender. So you just tap it in and then you just pat it just like that. And this, like I said, this is great and it helps me. I don't get creasing with this. And you can do it as, you can go to town and get it as light as you want, but I'm just doing just kind of normal. And you just want to make sure that you cover every area that you put concealer, so that other products aren't kind of catching on it. So I did that area. Under my eyes. And I think I got it all. Yeah, and so that is how I do my concealer and foundation. It's easy, not a ton of products, and it works for me. I feel like the makeup lasts. So that's one way to do your foundation and concealer, and hopefully it helps somebody and just gives you maybe another option for the way you're doing it. As usual, thanks for watching. Bye.